Hello and welcome back to the 12 verb tenses series. This video is number 8, past perfect continuous with DouglasESL. The past perfect continuous tense, we use this tense to refer to an ongoing action that ended before another action in the past. And with this continuous tense, we are going to be using ing on the verb. First example, number 1. I had been looking for a new job for several months when I found this position. So the action had already started, then another action happened. Number 2. The workers had been unloading the van when the storm started. Had been. We create sentences with the past perfect continuous tense by using had been for the main verb in the ing form. Here's some examples of a statement, a question, and a negative form using this verb tense. Number 1, statement form. You had been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. Number 2, question form. Had you been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived? And number 3, negative with the word not. You had not been waiting there for more than 2 hours when she finally arrived. Here are some more examples of the past perfect continuous tense. Example number 1. By the time we finished the meal, we'd been sitting around the table for 3 hours. We had been sitting. Number 2. Kelly had been playing well when the game was interrupted due to heavy rain. Number 3. We'd been preparing the party for hours before the first guests arrived. And number 4, the meeting ended after they'd been negotiating all evening. Number 5, he'd been going to the same barbershop for years before it shut down. And lastly, number 6, he hadn't been feeling well for a long time when he suddenly collapsed at home yesterday. Hadn't been feeling. Okay, signal words for the past perfect continuous tense. Here's some examples of signal words: when, for, since, and before. And here's some examples. Number 1, Kelly had been walking 3 miles a day before she broke her leg. Example number 2, the program that was terminated had been working well since 1985. Number 3, Pam had been playing the piano for 35 years when she was finally asked to do a solo with her local orchestra. And number 4, he had been throwing rocks at her window for 3 minutes before she finally came out on the balcony and said, "Hey, Romeo." Past perfect continuous tense adverb placement. The examples below show placement for grammar adverbs such as always, only, never, ever, still, just. And here's a couple examples. Number 1, we had only been waiting. So they put the adverb in the middle between had and been. We had only been waiting there for a few minutes when she arrived. Question form. Had you only been waiting there for a few minutes when she arrived? So this gives you examples of adverb placement. Okay, let's go on to our past perfect continuous tense assessment. And please put the following in the proper sentence. Had been teaching, had been working, had been talking, had you been waiting, had been standing. So let's read the sentences. We, number one, we, for over an hour before Bob arrived. Number two, she, at that company for 2 years when it closed. Number three, how long to get on the train. Number four, Bob wanted to sit down because he, all day at work. And number five, Tony, at the university for more than a year before he left for Thailand. So go ahead and pause the video to give yourself a little time and put the proper past perfect continuous tense in the proper sentence. Okay, let's look at our answers. Number one, we had been talking for over an hour before Bob arrived. Number two, she had been working at the company for 2 years when it closed. Number three, how long had you been waiting to get on the train? And number four, Bob wanted to sit down because he had been standing all day at work. And lastly, number five, Tony had been teaching at the university for more than a year before he left for Thailand. Please like, subscribe, and share to hear more English videos in the near future. Thank you for watching DouglasESL.